just a small number. But if we can get 1 million mothers to walk, well, not walk, but get to Washington, D.C., you know, I'm not going to walk there. But, you know, in some kind of way, we're looking at how we're going to make this happen. But we just believe that it can happen.
That's right.
And part of how this is going to happen is my wife and I, we'll go wherever it is where we can connect with a mother and share that she's not alone. That's real important, to share that she's not alone. There's other mothers that are out there willing to support her, embrace her, and is willing to go through this fight that we have to go through. My sister, Wanda, she still struggles. And, you know, it was my hope that she could come here. She had to work in Sacramento. Her job just got her all over the place, and she was just totally exhausted. But she will be available at the Oscar Grant Plaza on October the 22nd, which is National Police Brutality Day all across the country.
That's right. That's right.
And I need to ask, is there any mother or father that we didn't acknowledge that is here that have lost a child to police brutality? If not to police brutality, what about just gun violence? Please stand up. We want to acknowledge you. Any death in our community when it comes by the hands of a gun.
That's right.
Is horrific and wrong.
That's right.
And, you know, and so, though we're speaking to the issue of police brutality, we have not forgot you. We love you.
That's right.
And we deal with gun violence because it was killing our babies. This was killing our children. You know, when I met Cynthia, of course, hearing about what happened with Mario, we had to come out here. And we, of course, we met Cynthia, and, you know, embraced her, and felt it was a need to put together a town hall so we could at least bring some community in and begin to talk about what it is that we can do to get justice, what it is that we can do to maybe bring some legislation in to bring some changes so that our babies can stop dying in these streets. You know, what it is that we can do to find other resources to help those that are really grieving and struggling, maybe even financially, mentally, physically, that they can get help and resources to help them through. And so before I actually bring some of the mothers up, I want Felton to come up, and he want to share. He works here in Vallejo. He knows about the different resources that are available in Vallejo. And I want him to just kind of share what he knows, because he's here also to give his hand to those that he can help.
Well, you've got the cart before the horse. I want to gather this information for us. So I'm literally in the process of doing that now. And I'll give credit to Leah Metzenheimer for getting me to step up and try to help. And there are a bunch of folks behind the scenes that I want to tell you that are working on your behalf right now. Folks that, you know, I grew up in San Francisco, and I grew up in that era where we talk about the spook you set by the door. You know, there's some folks that are in the house, but their hearts are in the field, okay? So my idea is that we gather all the resources that we can and bring them to the table so the families have a menu of things to pick from. Some may not work for you, but at least you know they're there. And in this community, from this day forward, everybody's going to know about that. Only the selective few know now. We're going to make sure that everybody knows that. That's what she convinced me to try to help do. So thank you.
What I want to do is have Minister Keith Muhammad come up and share about how the movement evolved and took place in Oakland, because it's real important for you to understand that in order for a movement to develop, there are some steps that we must take as a community to help generate that. Of course, when Oscar was killed, I personally and the family was in a blur. And as the blur began to clear as time passes, as you know, I come to know that Minister Keith Muhammad was on the scene the day after, and he called town halls similar to this. We had a town hall every Saturday, and people from the community came and came. We did different things like a caravan for justice to Sacramento, where we took, what, 6,000 to 7,000 people. You know, and I mean, and this what built up the movement in Oakland. I mean, besides that, we had the ILWU. This is important because it's not just about the community, it's also bonding with labor. We had the ILWUs, local 10, the longshoremen who actually came and supported us and began to reach out to other unions and was able to shut down the ports on the West Coast, which was tremendous. And that spoke volumes because it was an economic shutdown.
That's right.
You know, so Minister Keith, could you come up and share some words?
First, it's my honor and privilege to be here with you. And every important event in my life begins by calling on the aid, the assistance, and the guidance of the Almighty. So we begin in the name of Allah, the Beneficent and Merciful. I bear witness that there is but one God. I bear witness that Muhammad, that Moses, that Jesus, that Abraham, that these are his messengers. It is in their great names that I greet you on behalf of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan with the greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
And certainly I'm humbled by this opportunity to share a few thoughts with you as it relates to organizing in the aftermath of these tragedies that are happening all over the country. There are activists in the room here with us tonight that were very active participants as we worked in the city of Oakland to bring justice in the murder of Oscar Grant. And I have to say that while there were many organizations and personalities involved, there was no organization, there was no personality bigger than the cause for which we fought. So we don't have to have the same religious label. We don't have to have the same political view. We don't have to have the same skin tone. The real question is, do we want justice?
Yes, sir. Come on.
So on January the 3rd of 2009, 2 days after Brother Oscar was slain, and we had yet to have the information about him, about his family, about how the incident unfolded, we happened to have on that Saturday morning a town hall meeting. That one was unique in that it was designed to call in black men and Latino men who have been the victims of brutality, the victims of injustice, the victims of discrimination more than anyone else in the state. So in order to address our condition, we called men from throughout the Northern California area, a couple of hundred gathered. And that morning, someone asked, has anybody heard what happened at BART with Oscar Grant? And in that moment, the answer